In this video, I'm going to show you how to paint your Death Korps of Krieg for Warhammer 40,000. I'll show you exactly how I'd approach painting everything, from the unique colours they wear to the weapons and equipment they carry. Don't worry though, I'll guide you through the entire process in a really approachable step-by-step way that's easy to follow along with, so by the end of this tutorial, you'll have the knowledge and confidence to get your own fully painted. And if you stick around until the end, I'll also show you how we can weather them, making your Krieg look even better. My name's Michael and welcome to TableTopReady. Today I'm going to show you a nice, easy and straightforward way to get your Death Korps of Krieg painted and still have them looking parade ready. And so you know, all the paints and brushes I use will be shown on the screen as I use them, and they'll also be listed in the description along with any links to my favourite hobby tools and equipment you see me using. And before we get started, we first have to get our Krieg ready for painting, which involves getting them built and undercoated. To make them more enjoyable to paint, I do recommend keeping the pack and arm separate so we can get to areas more easily. For the undercoat we use a Mechanica Standard Grey, which gives us a nice strong foundation colour for all those blues and greys. If you want to learn more about getting your miniatures ready for painting, I do have a dedicated video on the channel that covers sub-assemblies and undercoating your miniatures in depth, so make sure to go and check that out as well. So when you're ready and have your Death Korps of Krieg built and undercoated, we can get started. In this first section, we're going to get to grips with the basics while also getting our main colours painted. The best place to start for our Krieg is to get our main colours painted first. Let's start with the greatcoat, which we'll paint Stegadon scale green, and to make sure we get the best results when painting, we always want to make sure to thin our paint, and I find an equal amount of water does the trick. As well, I like to remove excess paint from the brush on some paper towel first, which helps give us more control when painting. When we're ready, we want to keep our brush moving and avoid going over any areas we've already painted to prevent creating any unwanted texture whilst the paint is still drying. Then once you're done, because we've thinned our paint it won't have covered very well, so let's repeat the process and paint another layer. This means we can build up to a solid colour without losing any details in our miniatures. Just make sure to let each layer fully dry first before doing another one. It's really easy to overlook the basics, like how we apply paint, or even just keeping things neat and tidy. And even after all these years of painting, it's these things that I think that still make the biggest difference to the end result. When you have a nice strong colour for your greatcoat, we can paint the inside of it using an equal mix of Fenrizian Grey and Dark Reaper. Next is our trousers, which are painted using an equal mix of Skaven Blight Dinge and Dark Reaper. Something else to keep in mind while we paint is to keep everything neat and tidy, as this really helps to improve the final result. But don't worry if you make any mistakes, we can always go back in with our base colours to clean things up. The last colour we want to paint before moving on is Dryad Bark for the gloves and boots. So we've painted all these colours at the same time so we can create definition across all these details together, making the process much quicker. To create our definition we're using Norn Oil, which is a shade, and this can be applied straight from the pot. And when we're using a shade, we want to cover our details comfortably without letting it pull up too much in details. And if we do see this happening, we can use our brush to remove any excess, and we'll need to keep an eye on it as it dries, as it can continue to settle in those details. Once your shade is fully dried, you should start to see how it's helped to bring out the details, making everything much easier to see. Now it's time to start highlighting these areas to really make them stand out. For our highlights, I'm going to show you how to line or edge highlight our details, which gives us a much cleaner look. So starting with Thunderhawk Blue for our greatcoat, we want to again make sure to thin our paint with an equal amount of water. As well, I like to remove excess paint on some paper towel first, which is going to give us more control and prevent those thick blobby lines. Then once you're ready, the most important thing to remember is to make sure we take our time, and we can just think of it as painting thin lines where we want our highlights along edges and details. Then when you're done, hopefully you'll see what a difference it's made, and we can move on to highlighting everything else. For me, highlighting has to be one of the most important techniques to learn and practice, because not only does it help to improve the look of our miniatures, it also helps to improve our brush control and hand-eye coordination, making us better painters overall. For the inside of the greatcoat, let's highlight this with Fenrizian Grey, and for the trousers we can highlight them using Dawnstone. Finally, let's highlight our gloves and boots using Storm Vermin fur. And now we have our main colours all finished and highlighted, let's move on and get all of our weapons and armour painted. In this section of the tutorial we're going to paint our rifle and armour, which should be much easier now we've learnt the basics. We're going to start by painting our silver details, beginning with any weapons using Iron Hand steel. And for any armour and helmets, we'll mix an equal amount of Abaddon black with our Iron Hand steel, which gives us a much darker tone. Now we want to create definition and darken our metals using Norn oil, following the same process we used earlier. To highlight these details we're using Stormhost silver, and we can make things more interesting by adding a few scuffs and scratches to the flatter areas. For any gold details, start with Retributor armour. Then after that we can use Reikland Flesh Shade. Then once that's dry, layer up and pick out details with Liberated Gold. We can't expect to be able to get everything painted in just one sitting, so why not just take our time and enjoy the process. It's a hobby after all, and if we paint with intention, we'll have something we can be really proud of once we're finished. When it comes to painting the weapon casings, let's start with Abaddon black. Once you have a solid base colour, we can do a chunky highlight using Dark Reaper. This is a thicker line, so we'll still be able to see it after we add a finer highlight on top of this. After your chunky highlight is done, paint your edge highlights using Administratum Grey. Now with those highlights finished, we can move on to the final part of this tutorial, where we'll get all the equipment and final details painted. In the last part of this tutorial, let's finish getting everything painted and take a look at weathering the greatcoat. I want to show you how to paint the webbing necks, so any straps and pouches, and for these we want to paint them Doomball brown. For the analog gauge on the chest, we can paint the details using Corax white, Mephiston red and Abaddon black. Then we can add our edge highlights using Scrag brown, and because these edges are well defined, we can easily use the side of our brush to pick them out. A lot of people mistake time and effort for difficulty, but as long as we know the basics and start with a plan, things become much easier no matter how long it takes, because we know exactly what we're doing. Now we can paint the bedrolls, leg wraps and gas masks following the same steps, starting with Morghast bone. Next use Sandry dust and paint this into the recesses and shallow areas to bring out the details. To finish, add some highlights using Screaming Skull. Once you're done painting all those details, we can add a bit more interest by weathering the bottom edge of the greatcoat. Then down some Steel Legion drab and apply this onto the lower areas where we would expect mud to build up, adding some narrative to our Krieg. The last detail to paint on our Death Korps of Krieg are the lenses, so let's keep this nice and simple, starting with Mephiston red. Next, paint a line of Fire Dragon Bright around the edge of each lens. Then to finish, add a small dot of white scar in the top corner of each lens. And to really finish off your Krieg, you'll want to apply transfers, but don't worry, I've got you covered with an in-depth video showing you exactly how I like to do them, so make sure and check that out. Making this tutorial has been a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed the challenge of figuring out how to make the Death Korps of Krieg more enjoyable and straightforward to paint, and still have them looking parade ready once you're done. So let's see how it turned out. But before we see the finished Krieg, I do want to say a massive thank you to all the amazing people who've made this tutorial possible with their continued support. It really means a lot. Your generosity allows me to get all the paints, brushes and miniatures I need to make these tutorials, so I can continue to help you get better at painting. And I especially want to thank everyone who's recently become a supporter or has donated to the channel. Thank you so much. If you enjoy the content here on TableTopReady and feel you get value from it, you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member or joining my Patreon. You'll get access to our Discord, regular updates and early access to videos and tutorials. And for the higher tiers, I've even made some exclusive masterclasses to help you get some of the more unique centrepiece miniatures painted. We've now finished painting our Death Korps of Krieg, and I hope I've been able to give you the confidence and knowledge to get your own painted. I've got plenty of other tutorials on the channel showing you how to improve your painting, and if you want help painting other Astra Militarum units, I have more tutorials on the channel, so make sure to check those out as well. I really do enjoy making these tutorials and I hope you find them useful. If you do, then please leave a like and let me know in the comments below. I always love hearing about your own hobby and what you thought of the video. As well, make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss out on future content, and I'll see you in the next video.